the FBI, ATF, and other Denver metro agencies. Without that quick response, we don't know if there would have been more loss of life. I can share with the public today, or this evening, that there is no ongoing public threat, that we do have a person of interest in custody. That person was injured during the incident and is being treated for the injuries.
Good evening. My name is Michael Doherty. I'm the District Attorney for Boulder County. This is a tragedy and a nightmare for Boulder County, and in response we have cooperation and assistance from local, state, and federal authorities. This will very much be a coordinated effort, and we will stand united in support of the victims and their families to ensure that justice is done. It's a very early stage in the investigation, as you've heard, and we have a lot of work to do. But we'll be giving out more information as that becomes available and as we nail down the facts here. As Commander Yamaguchi said, there is an individual in custody currently with multiple victims, and we'll be doing everything we can to fight for them and their families to make sure that we reach the right and just outcome. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Kelly McGannon, spokesperson for King Soopers. Our hearts are broken over this senseless act of violence. The entire King Soopers family offers our thoughts, prayers, and support to our associates, our customers, and first responders who so bravely responded to these acts of violence. We're working in full cooperation with local law enforcement and will be deferring all questions to them for the integrity of the investigation. Thank you.
Take a few questions.
Commander, can you tell us what happened?
So, as has already been mentioned, we're very early in the investigation. As Dion shared, that we responded here, officers were here within minutes of the initial 911 calls and entered the building very quickly.
Do you know any possible motive for this?
Very early in the investigation, we don't have any details that I can share at this point. There will be additional information released as it's gathered and it's appropriate to release, but that will come from the Boulder Police Department.
How many have confirmed the number of deaths, sir? Can you confirm the number of deaths?
When did the call come in?
Just before 3 o'clock.
Just before 3 o'clock today.
Can you tell us how many people have died?
We're very early in the investigation. We are still processing the scene.
Do you know if the shooter said anything as the shooter entered the building?
That will be part of the investigation.
What happened on 17th Street?
That was unrelated, we believe, to this incident.
There only one shooter?
We're still investigating.
Are there injuries in addition to those who were killed?
Were there injuries in addition to those who were killed?
So at this point, the only injured party we are aware of significant injury was the suspect. We know of no other serious injuries at this point.
Can you tell us the suspect?
No.
Can you tell us, if there was any relationship between the gunman and the people that were shot?
That will be part of the investigation.
When you say multiple fatalities, can you tell us how many?
No, we don't know. They're still processing the scene.
Do you know how many people were in the store at the time?
Don't know.
How many in the hospital? Multiple people in the hospital? Or
Don't know how many are at the hospital currently. I know for sure there is one.
Commander, was there video of the video cameras that might have taped what happened?
That's all going to be part of the investigation.
Does this man have any connection at all to King Soopers or any of the workers?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know. That's part of the investigation.
Was your first call of a man and an active shooter in the parking lot, then it moved inside?
So I haven't had a chance to review any of those calls, and so I can't tell you in what order things were reported to us.
Was this man wearing military gear?
I'm sorry, I got two questions.
Military style, was he wearing military style gear during this?
Don't know. That'll be part of the investigation.
What about the weapon?
Don't have information on that. As I said, the crime scene folks have just very recently entered the crime scene to start processing.
Is the shirtless guy the person of interest? The shirtless man who was seen taken out in handcuffs and put in an ambulance?
Since I would be speculating of who you're talking about, I can't confirm that. I don't.
Commander, not to be critical, but it's been more than 3 hours since you got the call. You can't tell us how many people are dead?
I don't have that information right now.
Is anybody?
That'll be part of the investigation.
Is the suspect at Boulder Community?
So if I could just interject for one moment, there's a lot of investigation already underway. A lot of things are being realized as the crime scene's being processed, including the number of victims, which is known to police investigators, but I want to stress that victims' family members are still being notified, so we're being really sensitive to the victims' families, so I appreciate Commander Yamaguchi not giving out more information at this point, but even for the facts of which we're certain, those conversations are going to happen with the families first. Those conversations are now taking place.
You still can't
If we
estimate how
know
many
there are
victims?
some
We're going to be
fatalities,
talking to the families
how
first and then
many
giving
have
out
been
more
confirmed?
information.
I don't see the connection between the two.
Okay. Well, Boulder Police Department's going to be giving out that information. I recognize the need to get the information out as soon as possible. I do. But I also recognize that we have one suspect in custody. We're going to ensure that justice is done. And to do that, we're going to make sure we have the facts certain and understood before we start sharing them with the media and the public. That's
What's
going to
the
happen.
suspect's name?
That's going to happen in the next couple hours.
Can you tell
Can you
us if he
describe the
shared a motive
suspect?
with you? You don't have to share the motive, but has he presented why he did what he did?
I do not have any information as to the motive at this point. It's
Can you
really
describe-
early in the investigation. But
identification?
I cannot do that at this point, but I can promise you the Boulder Police Department is going to be releasing more information in the next few hours.
How are families who might have been impacted by this, maybe looking for loved ones, being notified that their family members are okay? Can you tell us that?
So the CU Police Department is helping with family members that may have questions about loved ones, and Chief Joe Kirsten will be able to provide more information for family members to contact the CU Police Department for information.
Is the suspect in custody currently scheduled to appear in court?
So there is a suspect in custody. There's no scheduled court appearances as yet.
Have there been any charges that have been filed? Will any charges be filed?
Well, the suspect is being treated medically at the hospital right now. I can promise you that we're going to ensure the right thing happens with this case.
Do you
Is
only
this
have
man
one
from the
person of
Boulder
interest?
area?
That's all I have at this point, but I appreciate you being here, and we'll be giving out more information. The Boulder Police Department will be in charge of giving out more information. I'm going to ask Chief Joe Kirst, if she will, just to let family members know where they could go for or call in for notifications on possible victims.
If people were in the parking lot or saw something, who should they call to give that statement?
Thank you for that question. If there are witnesses out there who have information, and there were many witnesses to this who are cooperating with the investigation already, but if there are additional witnesses, they should contact the Boulder Police Department. But let me turn it over to Chief Joe Kirst.
So if there was witnesses that saw this event, they can contact 303-441-3333, and that's the main number to the Boulder Police Department.
Say that one more time, sir.
Yep, no problem. 303-441-3333, and that's the main number to the Boulder Police Department. If there's family or loved ones that have questions as well, they can contact that main number, and they'll be sent an address in regards to additional information there.
Chief,
Thank
can you
you very
talk to us
much.
about the courage of your officer? We're told he or she went back in, saved lives by what they did.
And that's all the questions we can take right now. I know you wanted more information, but we don't have any more information we can share at this time. We will continue to post all information that we can on our Twitter, and we will announce the next press conference as soon as we know.
Will there be a procession? How you don't know how
We are hoping to
many
have
deaths
more
there are?
information to release later this evening, yes.
Will there be a procession for the fallen officer?
John will probably want to know if we should stay on scene or if we should go home.
I will find out and we will let you know.
Okay.
Ma'am?
How long will this place
Confirm that? Because it's already out there.
There's a lot of, and we will have this. We will have more information to release soon. So thank you for your patience. There will be more information released tonight. Yes, there will.
Is it a man, a suspect, or a woman?
There's going to be more information, but not another press.
News now. We begin with the dawn of a new day in Washington.
Mr. President,